And it gets even crazier. Listen to this guest that he brings on say that free speech isn't just a given. It's actually up to people how they want to interpret it. Watch.
Talk to me about what a reimagined concept around free speech looks like, what the framework looks like. Are you actually talking about something that changes the Constitution, or just the way we interpret how speech should be protected in this country?
I think it's important for us to think at any point where we're talking about reimagining or reinterpreting, we're really just talking about doing what we've always done with the First Amendment, because the First Amendment is not self-executing. It's not self-explanatory. It took over 100 years for the United States to decide, for the Supreme Court to decide that this is not just a protection that exists against the federal government, but also exists against state government and other forms of state-sponsored suppression. So we've always had to engage in this process of interpretation and application. So anyone today who is trying to say, let's think carefully about this and let's talk about whether we're doing it in a way that is just or fair, this is just continuing the project of trying to interpret a document that is not exactly, it hasn't been handed down to us from the heavens, but is, created by men and applied and practiced by people over history, so that we just need to do a better job of it sometimes. And that's really all that I'm calling for here. It's not an amendment to the Constitution, because that's a practical, almost a near impossibility, but rather, if we are doing what we do as lawyers, as scholars, as members of the public, the First Amendment belongs to us, and it belongs to the way that we as the people want to interpret it. Let's do a better job.
Every single bit of social justice or economic justice has all come because of free speech, or else no progress would have ever been made. That's just the truth. But if you actually believe that America hasn't made any progress since its founding on the basis of equality or living up to the words of the Constitution, then you're actually delusional. And as we all know, all of these Democrats are delusional. That's why they think that everything is systemically evil and racist and misogynist, even though you can look around and see absolutely nothing but freedom and equality. And I just find it terrifying that an actual professor at a university law school is supporting free speech being revisited and saying that it's all up to interpretation how we want to define it. This is the indoctrination that is happening in colleges across America. It's medical schools teaching our literal future doctors that a mother must be called a birthing person and that a man can become a woman. And now it's our legal teachers teaching our future lawyers and judges that free speech is broad and vague and should be open to interpretation.